No one saw this coming, not the fans, not the media, not even the racing world. Wang Yibo suddenly appeared on one of the most intense tracks in China, racing at full speed. But just when the crowd thought that was the biggest shock, the camera caught someone in the front row. Watching him closely, it was Xiao Zhan. The night air at Shanghai International Circuit felt heavier than usual. Engines roared, lights burned across the asphalt, and the energy, it wasn't just excitement. It was anticipation, because something unusual was about to unfold. Without a dramatic announcement, without weeks of build-up, Wang Yibo stepped into a world far removed from stage lights and camera flashes. This time, there were no scripts, no retakes, no second chances, only speed, only risk. At the opening round of the China GT Championship 2026, he entered as car number 85, driving the fierce Mercedes-AMG GT3 with Uno Racing. For many, this wasn't just surprising. It was almost unreal. An idol, an actor, standing side by side with professional drivers. And yet, when the engines ignited, something shifted. The crowd stopped seeing him as a celebrity and started watching him as a racer. Because the moment the race began, he didn't hesitate. He launched forward into chaos, surrounded by machines pushing their limits. And in that instant, a new story began to write itself. But what no one realized yet was that the real emotional storm hadn't even started. Lap after lap, the tension grew thicker. Every corner at the circuit tested precision. Every straight demanded courage. And in the middle of it all, Wang Yibo held his ground. Not perfectly, not effortlessly, but with something far more powerful: determination. This wasn't a performance. This was pressure. The kind where one mistake could cost everything. And yet, he kept going. His best lap, 2 minutes and 2.756 seconds. A number that might seem simple, but in the racing world, it speaks volumes. It tells a story of control, of focus, of someone who refuses to be underestimated. When the race ended, the results came in quietly. Position 8 in GT3 AM class. 21st overall. Not a victory headline, not a podium finish, but something else entirely. Respect. Because he didn't just show up. He competed. And for many watching, that was enough to change everything they thought they knew about him. But just as the engines cooled down, something else began to heat up. Not on the track, but in the crowd. At first, it was just a flicker on the screen. A camera sweep across the audience. Faces blurred together in motion. Until suddenly, one face stood still. And everything changed. Xiao Zhan. There, in the front row. Not hidden, not distant. Close enough to feel the speed. Close enough to witness every moment. The footage lasted only seconds. But it was enough. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Fans replayed the clip again and again, zooming in, analyzing every frame. Because this wasn't just any presence. This was someone deeply connected in the eyes of millions. And yet, there was no statement, no announcement, just a quiet moment caught on camera. Was he there for the race? For the atmosphere? Or for someone specific? No one could say for sure. But emotions don't wait for confirmation. They rise, they spread, they linger. And suddenly, this race was no longer just about speed. It became something far more personal. Something fans could feel, even without words. As the night continued, the contrast became impossible to ignore. On one side, Wang Yibo inside the car, pushing limits, chasing seconds. On the other, Xiao Zhan outside the track, watching in silence. Two different worlds, yet somehow connected in one moment. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, and maybe that's what made it unforgettable. Because sometimes, the quietest moments carry the deepest weight. Fans didn't just see a race, they saw a possibility. A fleeting intersection of two journeys that once meant so much to so many people. And even without interaction, the presence alone created a wave of emotion. Questions filled timelines, not demanding answers, but searching for meaning. Because when two names like these appear in the same space, It never feels accidental. And yet, the beauty of that night was exactly in what remained unsaid. No explanations, no conclusions, just a moment left open, waiting to be felt. When everything finally quieted down, when the lights dimmed and the engines faded into the distance, what remained wasn't just a race result. It was a feeling, a memory suspended between reality and emotion. Wang Yibo proved something undeniable that night, that he is willing to step beyond expectations, to risk, to evolve, and somewhere in the same space, Xiao Zhan became part of that story, not through words, but through presence. And maybe that's what made it so powerful, because not every connection needs to be explained. Some are simply felt. So now the question lingers. Was this just a coincidence in time, or the beginning of something no one dared to predict? The track has gone silent, but the story is still echoing in the hearts of those who witnessed it.